just minutes away from Mets Marlins from Citi Field, and the Mets better get their act together, and they better get their act together real soon because this thing is spiraling downhill, and it has been since the All-Star break. They're coming off a series loss to another bad team. They've done it multiple times. They played down to their opponents, and they're starting to look a lot more like the team that was one of the worst teams in baseball for 2 months, for the first 2 months of the season, than they were for the last 2 months after that, where they were one of the best teams. They can't get anything going. You got Nimmo can't do anything right, and the pitching has now started to struggle. Besides Sean Manaea tonight, he's going to try and stabilize this thing and right the ship. But how many times can we come on here and go, they got to win this game, and then they win it, and then they lose the next two? And listen, it's going to start to slip away. It's going to start to slip away real fast, and this could be the homestand where it does. And we were looking ahead to that big West Coast trip coming up, but they might not even get there because the Diamondbacks and the Padres seem to win every night. They're now going for the division. You might be chasing the Dodgers by the time you get out to play the Padres. They might be in first place, or the Diamondbacks might be in first place. Yesterday, another bad loss for the Mets. Another blown lead for the bullpen. Another bad start by Quintana. And, Sean Manaea tonight, listen, they got to have it. And I don't know how many times I could come on here and just say, they got to have this one, right? It's just not going right. They don't look like a playoff team. They're starting to trend downward. They're starting to look like a 500 team. I mean, they're 2 games over 500, 3 games over 500. 3 games over 500 is not going to get you into the postseason this year with this wildcard race. The first 2 spots are already sailing away, almost uncatchable. They're coming back to the pack with the pack that includes the Giants, the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Cubs, everybody else in the National League, basically, except, the Rockies and the Marlins. Besides that, everybody else is in that pack. The Mets are just a hair better. And then there's the Braves. And the Braves are going to get it together. They are, because they're the Braves. And we've seen it a million times. And it's just spiraling out of control. And that is all that went wrong. I mean, you blew a 5-0 lead to the A's. You lost 2 out of 3 to the A's at home. You're getting to the point where you got to sweep the Marlins now. And yeah, they might win tonight. They probably will win tonight. They'll probably take 2 out of 3. But then the Orioles come in, and you think you're going to compete against the Orioles? And all that going on, and we haven't even discussed who threw out the first pitch yesterday afternoon on Camp Day. An midweek afternoon game is Camp Day in August. Everybody knows it. And you got the Hawk Tua girl coming out to throw the first pitch. Listen, I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, they shouldn't have it in front of kids. Kids know what's going on. The kids probably explained to their parents who the Hawk Tua girl was. So don't give me the kids this shouldn't be around kids. Kids know what's going on. Okay? Once you're 9 and 10 years old, you know what's going on. You get your hands on some stuff. You're in the internet. You're on the internet. You know who the Hawk Tua girl is. That's not the problem. The problem is the Mets are a laughingstock. Whether it's the Trumpets guy or Grimace or the dance team or the Hawk Tua girl. It's just an embarrassment every single time. How about you just play good baseball and you put a good team on the field rather than doing all this other stuff? With the players having concerts after the game, or the Grimace throwing out the first pitch, or the Trumpets last year, or the lights going on and off every time someone hits a home run, or I mean, come on. Does it have to be that? Who thought, what kind of reaction did you really think you were going to get when you put her out there to throw the first pitch? And I get it. She's doing good things for animal shelters and vets and animals for vets, and great. There are other people doing good things for animals and animal shelters and animals for vets that did not get known for this.
Give him that huck, too, and spit on that thing.
Good for her. She's making money. Good for her. People make money doing all types of crazy, weird stuff in this country. I'm not saying she shouldn't make money. She should. She should probably save some of it. She probably isn't. But don't have her throw out the first pitch. What do you think people are going to say? And then they double down and they put her on the on the dais for the press conference after the game. You did a media availability with this girl.
Give him that huck, too, and spit on that thing.
Come on. Come on, Mets. Only the Jets could rival something like this, and I'm not even sure they can. They're going to try this season. I'm sure they'll try, and I'm sure they'll come close. But who thought it was a good idea? Hey, let's have her throw out the first pitch. You could have anybody throw out the first pitch. Anybody. And they chose...
Give him that huck, too, and spit on that thing.
Come on, Mets. It's embarrassing. It's getting harder and harder to tell people I root for you. How many times is this going to happen where they are the and you do it at a day game, a camp day, where you're just ripe to be slaughtered? There was no other games going on. There was one other game going on. Of course everybody saw it. Of course everybody said something. And it's not about the kids knowing about it, because they know about it. I told you, the kids are the ones who probably told their parents who she was and what she's famous for and what's going on. It's like nothing has changed from the Wilpons to Steve Cohen, except he has a little more money in his pocket. He hasn't fallen for a Ponzi scheme yet. The team still stinks. Every time they get free agents, they bomb. They do nothing to barely nothing at the trade deadline. And I get it, this wasn't going to be the year you're going for. You don't want to mortgage the future, but prospects are a lottery ticket. And we all have a lot of lottery tickets, and none of us have a winner. And the Mets are never a winner. And I don't know how long this is going to go on. It's probably going to go on forever, right? It's probably like, it's never going to change. It's probably going to go on forever, right? I mean, I don't even know why I bother anymore. But I'm telling you, Mets, it's getting harder and harder to tell people I root for you. Mets and Marlins from Citi Field. It's on SNY. It's on WCBS Radio. Howie Rose, if you want to listen to it. I'm a sucker. Listen, I'll be there. I'll be there watching in 5 minutes. I'm going to get off here and go watch it. Can we get a win? Can we sweep the Marlins? Can we win 2 out of 3 against the Orioles and at least give me a September through September? Because I don't want to watch the Jets and Giants this weekend preseason, and I won't. Mets and Marlins. Sean Manaea on the mound, trying to right the ship. We'll see if he can do it. Who knows? That's up next. We'll talk to you after the game. We'll be here after the game. So it already tells you what I'm going to be doing. We'll be here after the game. We'll talk to you guys, everybody. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.